All right, we are live. Now we're doing this new thing with Instagram. I got to figure this out. We got to go live here. So this is new, but there you go, right there. Boom.
Wow.
Go live. We're live on the Insta. Dude, man, that's awesome.
On the gram.
All right,
the kids are calling it?
No.
they call it the IG.
Do they? IG. Oh,
I say Insta.
the Insta.
Instagram. Yeah. All right, you ready? Here we go. You're listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Grow Clinton is a 501c6 nonprofit economic community development and tourism organization based in Clinton, Iowa. For more information, visit growclinton.com. Again, that's growclinton.com. Now, back to the show. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Grow Clinton podcast. That's right. Grow Clinton is a small nonprofit organization located in Clinton, Iowa, where we focus on economic development, community development, and tourism. As always, I am your host, Andy Sokolovich, the president and CEO of Grow Clinton, joined by Jenny Holm from our office. Jenny, how you doing?
I'm doing really good, and I'm really excited today about our guest.
Oh, we got an awesome guest today.
We do. We got one of the leaders.
We have an awesome guest today, but you know what's awesome, Jenny?
No.
Do you know what I absolutely love?
What?
High-speed fiber internet. That's right, folks. The Grow Clinton podcast is powered by Miles Communications. Check them out for all your high-speed internet needs. MilesTelephone.com. Again, MilesTelephone.com. They also offer telephone services and television services. Again, MilesTelephone.com. Well, today we have an excellent guest. Today we have the one, the only Mayor Scott Maddasion of the Mayor's City of Clinton. Scott, how you doing, sir?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I couldn't be better. If I was any better, you know what? I'd be you.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
That's how cool you are.
I tell
sir.
people that about you.
So we're here today to talk about what's going on in the city of Clinton. Economic development, housing projects, events that are coming up. You're the man with the plan. So where do you want to start?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, to all of it.
Let's start with something
Start wherever
near
you
and
want.
dear to my heart, and that is economic development.
Yeah.
So here at Grow Clinton, we do a lot on the industrial side of economic development as well as small business growth through our EntreFuel program. But what are some of the projects going on throughout the community?
Yeah, I think you probably talked about it before, but the biggest one we have going on is Atlas Roofing coming in out there on the rail park. That's a huge project, not only because they're a great company and it's going to be awesome having them as a partner in the community, but that project was opened the rail park up with some infrastructure and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely it did.
Yeah, and so that's already attracted another local investor who's going to be hopefully signing on the dotted line to do a project out there as well. We've got a couple other projects working with your office that are on the hook out there. So that was a huge thing for us to kind of, I think, turn the corner on the rail park. In a way.
I totally agree. It was a literal blank slate, and we had a few businesses peppered out there, but the attraction of Atlas really opened up. And for me, you know what?
I love the location too because it's right there on the highway. Everybody can see it, and you know, so many people when it was announced that it was coming here, it was a little while until they started seeing some dirt move, and then once that happened, people started getting really excited. So I mean, it has turned the corner for our rail park.
I think to your point, it makes it the fact that they're right by the highway there is really cool because before, the businesses that went in there are way in the back, and you can't really see them unless you know they're there or you're looking. Now you're going to see this big, beautiful manufacturing plant right there, and it's going to be like, oh my God, like this is awesome.
Served by the Union Pacific Railroad, which is very exciting. And as a result of the attraction of Atlas, we're also going to be finding a new third-party switcher to serve the short rail service.
That's going to be great too because. There's gonna be a lot of rail traffic.
Okay, so explain to me. I'm somebody who doesn't understand that kind of thing. Let's say.
let's just say.
Or I'm asking for a friend. What does all that mean?
Which part?
All of it.
Scott, go ahead.
So basically, you're going to have a business that's housed out there that's going to have a locomotive that they're going to move cars in and out from, Atlas's site or any other sites where they need rail traffic. Basically, they take those cars, they can move them to storage areas, or they can get them ready to go out on the main line. Is that basically right?
Absolutely. It's called a short line service or short rail service, whoever you talk to. But Scott explained it perfectly, and it's essential to have a service like that available in a park that size.
It's like a valet for your rail cars.
Yep.
Oh,
Because
You got to tip them a little bit, and they're good.
The Union Pacific Railroad will bring rail cars off of their main line, which we have the main east-west line for UP, and they will push them into what's called a sit yard, which is inbound track, outbound track, and a runaround track. And then they unhook those cars and they head away. So you need to have a third party to come in and hook those cars up to their locomotive and then take them up to Atlas Roofing.
And this is the stuff that someone, let's say, like me, doesn't know. I mean, these are the things that go on in our community that are so important. And to get that, what a big, huge win for Clinton.
Atlas was a $250 million capital investment. That's the advertised investment, but I'm sure it's probably a little north of there.
I'm sure it will be. Yeah.
And a creation of about 150 jobs.
And I like the fact that you can get a hold of them. They're so responsive and they're nice to work with and, great addition to our community.
Yeah. And, along with like new partners like Atlas coming in, we have, over the last 5 years that I've been doing this, we've had a ton of local business expansion into bigger things, whether it's Nestle Purina or Lyondell or ADM, Big River Packaging, and now we have AdCraft. That's a staple of our community. They've been around forever, and they're building a new facility out there in the tech park, which is going to be really cool as well, because now we're seeing activity not only at the rail park, we're seeing it at the tech park, and hopefully that starts to kind of spur more stuff.
Yeah, it's not a steak and shake. That's what everybody says.
Chick-fil-A.
As soon as dirt starts moving, but you're right. Located over there off of Mill Creek, just off of 19th Avenue North, we have, AdCraft constructing several $1 million corporate headquarters in the Lions Business and Technology Park. Very cool operation, very cool company.
Yeah. And you mentioned Miles. Their new sign is up. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, on Fifth Avenue.
Looks awesome.
300
So
block
cool.
of Fifth Avenue South.
I drove by the other day, and it was just like beaming at me. I'm like, that's awesome.
That's such a building improvement. It looks great.
And that's in the old Book World building.
Yep.
If you're not familiar with Clinton, it's on a 300 block of Fifth Avenue South, just up the street from, there's some new businesses that have moved in there as well. And then just right down from Howes and Jeffries. So they're in a good spot.
I mean, Fifth Avenue is looking good, period.
Yeah.
We've seen new businesses come in. We've seen facade. We've seen people painting. We've seen people cleaning stuff up. So, I mean, it's I think things are really, really happening around here right now.
I always say economic development is not a sprint. It is truly a marathon. And I didn't realize that until I got into the career field, probably my first 5 years. I just wanted things to happen. I was getting frustrated. Like, why isn't this happening? Why aren't more businesses coming here? Why aren't more businesses expanding? But man, every once in a while, you hit a homer like Atlas Roofing Corporation, and everything starts to trickle. And we've been on a streak for quite a while.
It's so much fun to watch that something like that as a catalyst too. It is connected to all the small business. It is connected to the organizations in town. So it is great to get a big corporation. If you think you don't have anything to do with it, you do.
And just kind of a general thing. Since I've been mayor, I've learned a lot about some of our small businesses and what they do. Like businesses I drove by my whole life.
Yes.
Right. Like, I know that business. And to go in and learn what they do. Like we have small businesses that service multi-million-dollar corporations throughout the world, like big, huge places, right? And it's just really cool to learn all that. And everybody wants to see a new building go up and stuff like that, but I think you have to shout out all the small businesses that are grinding every day, and they're doing really, really big things in our community. And they might not be putting up a $250 million plant, but boy, are they really contributing and providing jobs and all that stuff. So I think shout out to all of them out there, because
that's nice.
They really are the backbone of your community.
No, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, the statistic that we throw around is 80% of the economic growth. That means the injection of new wealth in a community comes from the expansion of existing businesses, regardless of the size.
Yeah.
So it's very cool.
I can see where you get frustrated because you want that homer.
You do.
You want that big dog
does.
to come in and be able to this, but small incremental wins from your local businesses matter just as much.
Yeah. No, we're very excited to see again, the effects of creating a positive business-friendly economy and a business-friendly environment here in the greater Clinton region. What else is going on? We talked about economic development. We got some housing projects that are going on around town too.
Yeah. So, Cottage Bluff is the 50 and older. That's done now. That's open. People are starting to live there. I think the newest housing we have going on would be right across from Hy-Vee there on South 4th Street. They're putting those things up quick.
That's so fast. Wow.
That's build to suit. So, there was a building that was located there that's no longer there.
A couple buildings.
Couple buildings. So we took advantage of the opportunity and supported build to suit and their desire to put in some single family housing there. Yeah.
And I think that's going to be cool. Like the townhome type style is something that you see a lot in larger communities. And I think it's the type of housing that we don't have here. People want that. They want a small area. They want those townhome things. So adding that to our housing stock and kind of seeing how this goes, I think is really cool because there's a huge opportunity to continue that type of development. And, we have the apartments out by the casino. What's
Valley Bluff?
Valley Bluff. Jeez, they're blanking my mind here right now. But yeah, I mean, those... And they just kept going. They never stopped. They were supposed to have 3 phases. It was just 1 phase. They just kept going because they're filling up. And
And what's cool about that development and the landing alike across the street on Valley West Court. Is it a court? Was that a court? I don't remember. Valley West Court. But you go drive through
Valley
there.
West Drive.
Valley,
I thought it was
semantics.
Court. Anyway.
If you drive through there and you look around, you see a lot of out-of-state plates.
Yeah.
And I know our city administrator, Matt Brook, always says that, but those are people that are coming into our community to work. Maybe they're engineers or they're, possibly working a pending turnaround for Lyondell Basel. I mean, they're filling up those units quickly. So for anybody said that wasn't going to work, that whole style of rental housing, we've proved you wrong because it's at capacity.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. I was one of them to start.
Yeah,
I'm
so was I.
Holy smokes, what are they doing?
Right.
And now that you see it, you're like, okay. And that's one thing that I've learned in this role too is, I love Clinton. I'm born and raised here. I'm from Clinton. But sometimes you have to think like you're not from Clinton.
Yes.
Right? To change and to grow and to adapt. And
exactly.
John David Schofer actually said that to me one time. He's like, think about it like you're not from Clinton, and then let's have a conversation. And when he told me that, I was like, oh man, I guess that does work.
I talked to some individuals who live out at the Landing, and they, to us, that was a development. It's great. They said this is our neighborhood, and it's hard to put that in your mind if you're from Clinton, and you've been here your whole life. It's hard to put that in your head that that's a new neighborhood, and it is. They're like a neighborhood out there, and they love it.
I always say there is no utopia, okay?
No.
I've never lived somewhere, and Scott and I have lived, and you've traveled all over the country, and I've never been somewhere where somebody says, my property taxes are just right, or we have just the right amount of potholes. People will complain by nature about everything.
Yes.
And often it does take some outside influence to come in and say, do you realize what you guys have?
Right.
You have a great opportunity here. You have a beautiful river town. Yes, we have areas that could use a little TLC, but what community doesn't?
Right.
Everywhere. Yeah.
So that's housing. We got some things coming up. Actually, the other day, somebody called my office and said she works for a development company, and she did live in Clinton for a very short period of time, but then she moved out into the more rural parts of Clinton County, and she now is in a position within her company to do some additional housing projects.
Nice.
And they heard about Atlas, and they heard about the expansions at Nestle, and they heard about AgCraft, and we are on their radar. So we have a call coming up next week to discuss opportunities here to grow the housing market in our community.
Like single family homes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would, me personally, I'd love to see the by Fairway there. I'd love to see that finished. I think there's 20 or 30 lots that are platted. I don't know who owns it or whatever, but yeah, I'd love to see that area finished because that's a really good neighborhood.
It's beautiful.
We're talking about neighborhoods.
And the infrastructure was all extended, so I believe the sewer's already out there. Yeah. Everything's already out there. You just gotta.
And we have Lametta Drive done, so you could shoot right down.
Lots of cool things, lots of forward-thinking moves that have been made. So we got a lot of things to be excited about.
All over town, too. It's not just concentrated in one area. It's all over town, and that's exciting to everyone who lives here,
hey, get on board or get left behind, right?
Right.
That's
Everyone.
it.
Exactly.
That's it. You don't like it, move on.
Move on.
So very cool. What else, sir, do you want to share with our listeners?
Oh boy.
I know there's a lot. There's a lot happening.
What else we touched?
What do we got
touched on?
coming up this summer?
Coming up this summer? Oh, nothing really big.
Okay.
Small little stuff. Yeah. No. We have Tailgating Tall Boys year 3.
Year 3
Year
of
three.
Tailgating Tall Boys. For those that are not aware, it's a amazing country music festival that we have here right in our own beautiful backyard, right along the riverfront. And Mayor Maddasion is the reason that they're here, and you've done an incredible job ensuring that festival continues. So tell us a little bit about what to expect at Tailgating Tall Boys 2025.
So this is year 3, which is wild because I still can remember the day that I emailed Wayne, the promoter that we work with, and he came to Clinton, and this has turned into more than what I imagined it was gonna be, and it's a huge festival. We have top tier talent this year. We have got Jason Aldean. I mean, he's actually played Clinton. I think it was like 2001 or something. He played
Before
Clinton.
my time.
Way back then. So he's coming back, which is awesome. We've got Riley Green and Ella Langley, who are huge. We have Whiskey Myers, who is like, I call Whiskey Myers like the Dave Matthews Band of country music.
Oh, I love them.
They got this crazy following, but you're never going to hear them on the radio, really.
Yeah, no,
like that.
I mean, it's country rock. It's good stuff. I was a huge Whiskey Myers fan before they had their big debut on television was on Yellowstone.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And they had a single that played on Yellowstone. So the characters Rip and the young lady in Yellowstone, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Anyways, Beth, and they're at a bar and they're dancing, and the song that's playing and the band that's on the stage is Whiskey Myers, and that just blew up their career.
They are amazing.
They're
Like,
really
if
good.
you listen
All
to
their
them,
albums are awesome.
and they're independent.
Yeah.
They don't do labels. They just do everything themselves, which is pretty impressive nowadays to be able to get
Yeah,
to
they
the
were
level
not
they're
too
at.
long ago. They were at the Rust Belt.
Yeah.
Very cool band.
Yeah.
Great performance. Awesome musicians. Great stuff.
We got a bunch of young people too. I know, some people, they're not as adventurous with music and they listen to what they hear on the radio and stuff like that. But, some of these young guys that we have, Dylan Schneider, Baker Blankenship, Wyatt Flores, Gavin Adcock's pretty large, but he's opening for Jason Aldean. So we have all these great people that you go check them out, because I think if you listen to them now, you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't miss this. Right. And a big treat. We got 5 artists on Saturday instead of just 4.
Oh,
That's
good.
cool.
We added Graham Barham is going to kick it off that day. Love him. He's awesome. Seen him at Cruisins in Peoria. He does a really good job. He's kind of growing up the Pandora charts. He's all over Pandora and Spotify and stuff with Whiskey and a couple songs. So I'm excited that we added him. So you got a little bit of extra stuff on Saturday. I think we're growing this into a camping festival. We got camping all over the place. I mean, our city is filled with spots you can camp, and we've got so many options. And it's just really cool because, those campers can go out in the community and they can interact with our folks and our businesses during the day and everything, and it's just been a really cool event. I'm very, very proud of it. It's gone really smoothly 2 years in a row. The promoters we work with are top notch. I mean, these guys know what they're doing. It's clean, it's safe. We make sure that we have a ton of public safety down there, so there's no, shenanigans going on. It's just people that are having a good time. They're drinking some beverages. They're enjoying great music, and that's what it is.
You've had, of course, you're instrumental in the whole thing, but it's a lot of hard work. I'm sure it's a lot of stress. When you get down there and you look at everybody that's what I was thinking about last time when I was down there, was just looking at everybody having so much fun and enjoying life and making such great memories. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I have to give a shout out to Josh Eggers, because I work hard on this, but Josh outpaces me, man. That guy has a high motor, and
yes, he does.
Gosh, he is so good logistically, and he's just so good at keeping track of everything. He's way better than I am, so he keeps me on track too. And so Josh has been a huge part. If I didn't have Josh by my side doing this festival, it would not be what it is.
Yeah. Wow. For those of you that are not aware, Josh Eggers is the director of Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a mustache like Ron Swanson. On
No.
Parks and Rec.
Like I said, USA Concerts is great, but back home here on the grounds, Josh and I are kind of the team, and we have a lot of other people that help us, but he's a great instrumental part. Can I tell a story real quick?
Absolutely. Yes.
So year one, I don't know, I think this is funny. Year one, we're going into tailgates, right? And we get to the day. It's Thursday. And, we get towards the end of the day, and tickets didn't go real well the first day. We didn't have a lot of people there, and the emotions are flowing. Like, oh my God, we're going to get crushed. The council's going to kill me. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh God. And then, so we cry a little bit on Thursday. I'm like, all right, Friday just explodes. We got Tim McGraw. Everything's going. Things are great. I'm feeling good. Some knucklehead flying a drone. And the security comes to me. They're like, they're pulling him off stage. Tim McGraw's coming off stage. Get the drone down. It's against the rules. So I'm crying like, Tim McGraw's going to go off stage and the community's going to murder me. So they get the drone down. Tim McGraw finishes his set. He does a really good job. He didn't play Don't Take the Girl, which I'm still going to hold against him if I ever meet him. But,
I'm sure he's probably
I didn't get to meet him. Yeah,
he's playing at the Field of Dreams.
Yeah. So the emotions are flying one day and the next day. And then Friday or Saturday, Jelly Roll goes on stage and
that was an amazing
just absolutely kills it. And then the emotions come in. It's like, we did so it was like, this 3-day roller coaster of emotions. Now we go to year 2, and I was so confident in what we had set up, and just all 3 days were great. And I was just I had a wonderful time year 2. First year stressed,
just too much.
Still stressed year 2, still stressed, but for the most part, it was like, all right, we know what we're doing. We're good. And then now, hopefully, year 3, we'll have it's kind of stress-free environment. We'll just
you crush it.
Yeah.
You crush it every time.
Doing a fantastic job.
It's so much work, though. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but the hard work pays off, and everybody enjoys it. And we have how many people are represented? I should say this: how many states are represented at Tailgate and Talk?
Yeah, we had 42 states and
42.
Canada and France. So I don't know if those were real tickets sold, but they showed up on my list, and I'm counting it.
Yeah.
Count it. You put that down.
Yeah. So we had a lot. We drew about 55% of our tickets from Iowa, which is cool.
Yes.
Just Iowa. And then the rest was just kind of scattered all over the place. So,
very
that's
cool.
Impressive.
Well, I am looking forward to the lineup in 2025.
Are you going to be there this year?
I don't know yet. I haven't finalized my dates
for
my
fishing.
I do an annual fishing trip.
Hey, Thursday, you got to be here for whiskey.
I know. I don't want to miss that. I definitely will be here Thursday, because if I leave, I'll leave Saturday morning.
There you go.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. I'm so excited.
Riley Green and Ella Langley are going to be amazing.
My wife loves that. So you're aware that my wife's in a country band called Wild Oats. They've been together for nearly 20 years. She is the lead singer. And those two, Riley Green and Ellie, is it Ellie? Ella Langley, have a duet called You Look Like You Love Me. And she started doing that. And she wanted me to sing the male vocal part.
Do it.
It's mainly talking.
Yeah, it is talking. That's what it is.
It's a recitation.
So
do it.
If she pushed hard enough, maybe I'll do it. But right now, there's a male backup vocalist in the band that does it, and she sounds phenomenal singing Ella's part. So I may have to jump in there.
Do it.
Yeah, we'll see.
I like their other duet, Don't Mind If I Do.
Don't Mind If I Do, yep.
I just posted a video online last night. They did it at on The Voice.
Yeah.
Like in December. They did that thing, and it's just, I was like, I bet we're going to see this in June.
I like it because my kids came home for it the first year, and they all came out, emerged from their bedrooms at my house, all decked out in their cowboy hats and their everything. And I'm like, this is a thing, man. Yeah, I didn't know.
I think every person should come to this festival in general. But if you're from Clinton and you don't live in Clinton anymore, that's great.
Yeah.
Good for you. But this is a perfect time to come back and visit your hometown and see something amazing that we have going on.
Yep. Lots going on. All right. We are talking with Mayor Scott Maddasion of the city of Clinton, Iowa. I love this community. I moved here in 2012. And it has been my home ever since. I'm raising 3 kids here. I love it. I love access to the river. I love going out to Coney Island and hanging out in the summer months on boats. There's just so much to do. So I ask everybody that listens to this, just have a positive outlook on things.
Yep.
And if you don't like something, get involved. I mean, here at Grow Clinton, we have a number of committees. You can get involved if you want to stay in the loop of what's going on. Yes. And Mayor has a ton of them at City Hall. So yeah, no more. I don't want any couch potato complaining folks that just want to hide behind social media and complain nonstop. That serves no purpose whatsoever, and it does not move the needle in the right direction.
You know what else works? If you have a complaint, bring a solution with it.
Right.
Yes,
right?
always.
I love that.
Jenny knows that's what I say in this office
the time.
too. Don't come to me with a complaint unless you have a solution.
Another thing that we have to remember too in Clinton is, and I think everybody probably knows already that I've been here forever and I'm from here, is that the complaining that you do, all of that hurts your neighbors, it hurts your family, it hurts the businesses.
That's toxic.
Don't bring it. Bring good stuff and take care of each other. One thing that Clinton is the center of the world to me. Everybody knows that about me, and I would never leave here. And I love the community. The best part of this community, the very best part, are the people. Yeah. We have the salt of the earth people here, and that's what we have to remember. We got to take care of each other.
Hey, I'm from the East Coast. You don't have to tell me. I know what it's about.
Why don't you have
my
an
mom
accent?
always says. My mom always says, and my dad says too. Is when they come and visit, they always want to go to Fairway. Number one, because they love how polite those young men and women are. But they always say everybody around here is so nice. Like, we know our neighbors. On Sundays, we have cookouts in the summer months with our neighbors. We, are able to talk to them about issues we're having. There's no arguments about alleyways or streets or it's just a very team-like collaboration, and I absolutely enjoy it.
I took my kids out for dinner the other night at Rastrelli's, and we sat in the middle room, and my son-in-law was with us, and he's from Long Island, New York, and I must have hugged, 10, 20 people before I left. And he said, wow. And I said, no, this is our community. We all know each other and we care about each other.
Absolutely. Well, that is a great way to end the show here in Clinton, Iowa. Thank you so much again for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. If you want to get involved, hit us up, growclinton.com. You can give us a call, 563-242-5702, or swing by our office. We're located at 721 South 2nd Street, right underneath the South Bridge here in Clinton. Jenny, you have a great rest of your week.
You too.
I will be traveling Wednesday and Thursday to Des Moines, so hold down the fort in my absence.
I'll be there.
Pizza
Scott,
party.
A pizza party? There you go. Scott, thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it, sir.
Yep.
All right, everybody, this is Andy Sokolovich of Grow Clinton. We'll talk to you soon. See ya.
Ready.
Thank you for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on all your socials. Until next time, see ya.